Hi, Richard from the HydroArtPod team here. I'd like to give you a quick demonstration of how the HydroArtPod companion app works. So this is the home page. Any device that you have registered to your phone will appear on this page, and registering a HydroArtPod is really easy. There's a QR code on the back of the device and you just point your phone at it and it automatically registers it. So you can switch the lights, the grow lights, off here and on. You can switch the pump on and off. Obviously, the grow lights and the pump are already set through an automated process for default timings, but you can control them manually as well if you would like to do so. You can also, if your HydroArtPod is fitted with the ambient LEDs, the backlights, then you can switch them off if you want to, or you can change the color simply by doing this. And so the color that's on that particular icon there demonstrates what color is actually live on your HydroArtPod at the moment. You can also see the water level is okay. You can see the plant food level is okay. Now, if either of those goes below okay and they go to low, then you get a notification in your phone. So that's important because you don't want to have to keep coming back into the app to kind of manually monitor how things are going. You just carry on doing what you want to do until you get a notification from the app, and then it tells you add water and add some plant food. Now, let's talk about the plants. So these are a couple of plants that I've already entered into my app that I'm growing in our HydroArtPod unit here. Now, to add a new plant, very simple. Just click the add button, and I'm going to add some basil. I'm just going to add one at this stage. You could put in as many as you want. That's fine. There's the basil there. So let's say we're now 4 weeks down the line and I'm ready to start harvesting that basil. Click on the little knife and fork here. I can either register a partial harvest, in other words, I harvested some of the plant, some of the leaves, or a full harvest if you've taken the entire plant, which you're probably not going to do with a basil, but you could do maybe with a lettuce. So I'm going to say partial harvest. It's now recorded as a partial harvest. And you can keep doing that essentially as many times as you want to. Another partial harvest. And then when you're ready and you've finished with that plant, you can say, okay, this time it's full harvest. So it disappears from your active list and will appear, for example, here in this list of all your activities and notifications, which says, okay, so you partially harvested the basil and then you've fully harvested the basil. So why would you want to record the fact that you have planted and then either partially or fully harvested plants? Well, really it comes down to two things. Firstly, you can track your vitamin intake. So far this month, I've had 6.1% of my recommended daily intake of vitamins. And as you can see from the status, it's a start, but I probably need to do some more. Now, I can record that I have taken in some of those vitamins in addition to any plants that I have already registered as harvested. These could be any plants, whether you grow them in the HydroArtPod or not. So you see here we've got apples and apricots and artichokes. You can't grow those in the HydroArtPod, but you can still register, okay, I have had 3 apricots today. Fantastic, here's the date. Add to the harvest. Brilliant. So now, when I go in, calculating, see now my recommended daily intake has gone up. And not only can I record, but obviously once you've recorded it, you want to track it. So what I can see now is on a daily view how I'm going compared to the recommended daily intake for these key different vitamins and minerals. So you can do that on a daily basis. You can see on a weekly basis. If you want to have a more visual view, you click on tendency, which shows you across the month or across the week how you're going with your vitamin intake. And that really puts you in the driver's seat in terms of firstly, being aware of what your vitamin intake levels are, and secondly, doing something about it if you want to boost them. So this is about your vitamins. Now, the other great thing about tracking the plants that you're growing and harvesting is to monitor your ongoing carbon savings. So here's how it looks. This calculates for you how much plastic packaging and carbon dioxide emission you are saving by growing at home in the HydroArtPod as opposed to buying through the retail chain. So you can see over time, so far, I've saved here 386 grams of plastic packaging and nearly 3.5 kilograms of carbon dioxide through food production processes that haven't had to happen commercially because I've been growing at home. And the calculations for growing also include the costs for the operating the HydroArtPod device itself. And this puts it into a bit of perspective. It says, okay, well, I've saved 3.5 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions. So what does that even mean? Well, it's equivalent of 9 8-minute showers or of driving 14 kilometers in a car. Not enough yet to equate to a day's worth of heating for an average house. But as you build up, you'll be able to see that, and you'll be able to track and I think feel really good that not only are you boosting your nutritional intake, but you're also seeing how your growing at home is beneficial for the environment as well as for you. So if you wanted to add additional HydroArtPods, so far we've got one. It's very simple. You would just hit the add button, point your camera at QR code on HydroArtPod number 2, and it would show up in the list here. So very simple. You can also enable vacation mode here. What vacation mode does is it allows you to go away for up to 2 weeks, and your HydroArtPod will be fully self-sufficient for that entire period. So essentially it goes into reduced light and water operation mode to make sure that the water that's in the tank is sufficient for your plants to be fine for 2 weeks while you're away. Nothing worse than coming back from a vacation and the plants in your garden have died because for whatever reason they've not had enough water. So with the HydroArtPod, before you go on vacation, hit vacation mode, and that will help you prepare the unit ready to go, and it will look after it for you for 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, and therefore when you come back you'll have beautiful, healthy, happy plants waiting for you. So that's what the app looks like. There's, I guess, one more screen to show you, which is the Explore page. So there's tips and recipes about growing, about troubleshooting with any plants, about all sorts of things, and we'll continue growing that library as we go. So that's the HydroArtPod companion app. It is free to use when you buy your HydroArtPod. And we hope you get lots of use and enjoyment out of it. And please do give us your feedback on what you would like to see added to the app. Thanks very much.